Okay, so the question is, I've been at my job for a year and things have been good, but all of a sudden they don't like me. My manager doesn't like me, and it looks like they're going to fire me. I'm on a written warning, came out of nowhere. Seems bogus, but I have to be ready. If they're planning to fire me, should I quit before that happens? Here's the thing about that. What's in your best interest? Is it in your best interest to quit? Why would you quit? I understand why you might want to avoid this idea of I got fired, but you know what? That is one of these steps to go through as you step into empowerment and feeling your power, because that's the oldest piece of brainwashing in the book. Oh, you don't want to get fired. Nobody wants to get fired. Only terrible people get fired. That's like a scarlet letter. Fired? Remember when we were kids in school and they said this is going to go on your permanent record? That was complete nonsense. There is no permanent record. And it's shameful that for generations, adults, teachers, people in authority who are supposed to be nurturing and helping kids instead threaten them and scare them by saying this is going on your permanent record, which doesn't exist. Getting fired at work is exactly like that. It doesn't mean anything. The idea that you spoke a moment too soon to say, I quit, so they could say, you're fired, is like this black mark. It's not, though. It's not, though. I was lucky because, by the grace of God, I was fired when I was 18, and then again on my 19th birthday, and then I think it's another time around there. And I wasn't a bad employee, right? Why did I get fired all the time? Why did I get fired at work? Might be the same reason you're in trouble at your job now, because I would say, but wait, I don't understand. This doesn't seem to match with this, and why are they telling us this? That doesn't seem fair or good for the business. Self-esteem is aversive to fearful managers and people who speak up. And I wasn't loud about it. I mean, I'm louder now. I was 18. I was like, I want to understand. Can you please explain to me? No, you're fired. Okay? That is a fearful manager's response to anybody who threatens them in any way, threatens their authority. So when people say, I'm going to get fired, my mind does not jump to they were doing terrible things. My mind jumps to, you spoke a little more truth than someone was able to hear at that moment. So getting fired, can be a badge of honor. And it's most common with people where there's a creative difference, and people speak up and they express their truth, and that is just not something a lot of bosses are ready to hear. So if you're afraid to get fired because you think it would be some kind of mark of shame, oh no, it couldn't be further from the truth. Most employers are not going to say we fired this person. They're going to say they don't work here anymore, because they don't want to run the risk of a defamation charge that you would lay at their feet if they said something to another employer that you got fired. And in terms of this nonsense, ineligible for rehire, which is a designation, they could say that if you quit. They could say that about their best employee ever. So you can't worry about that stuff. You got to go along. So anyway, in terms of worrying about getting fired, no, don't quit. Don't quit preemptively. That won't benefit you. I assume you're job hunting now. You should be. And your job is to keep your job here as long as you can until you get another job. And if it doesn't make it all the way, at least you'll be further along in the job search process by sticking around than you would by leaving and saying, if you don't want me, I shall fall on my sword and I shall quit. Why? You know what I mean? And if they really start to push you out and you have to quit, go to unemployment anyway and file for benefits. If they fired you today, you go and file for benefits and say, yeah, I never heard I did anything wrong. All of a sudden I got a written warning out of the clear blue sky. That seems bogus. Seems like maybe it was an economic layoff or a personality conflict, but neither of those is termination for cause. And you remember that and you stay strong, because only the people who get you